Okay, so when you're looking to import an image into your V-carve file, you're going to just find it in Google. And so I'm here in V-carve through Aircom, but now I'm going to go ahead and open up a new tab. And let's say you wanted to search something. I'm going to go ahead and do the Air Force logo. So it pulls up. I'm going to go to image search. And now what you have to realize is some images are going to work better than others. Anything that's like an actual picture or anything that has a lot of shading and colors is not going to work out as well. So when I'm looking through some of these, this one over here has a lot of shading, not a lot of high contrast. It's not going to work very well. So it's actually typically better to search something like whatever you're looking for and then clip art or black and white or sketch or something like that. And so I know clip art is going to come up well for a logo. If I look over here, and we want high contrast. So typically it would be like black and white, something like this one right here. But anything that has a lot of contrast, maybe this one, nice clear lines, or even this one right here, nice clear cut lines, is going to work out pretty well. Something like this one still is not going to work very well because it has a lot of shading. Something like this one has a lot of different color variations in it, so it's not going to work as well. So clear cut lines are going to be your friend in this case. So I'm going to go ahead and just start off with this one right up here and see how it goes. So I open up the image, I right click, and I want to save the image. And so I'm just going to call it Air Force. Now you're going to save it into your downloads on your Chromebook. I'm on a laptop, but you should see your Chromebook downloads right here and just click save. Once it's saved, you're going to go back to Aircom. Now, we're not going to directly import it into our file just yet because it's saved on your Chromebook and Aircom accesses the school servers. So we need to transfer it over. The way we do that is by using this toolbox up here, and we come down and we go to upload files. When we're in upload files, it should pull up your Chromebook downloads menu, and then you can find that file that you just saved, select it, open, and it's going to ask where do you want to save it to. And here's where you're going to put it in your U drive. So remember, the U drive where you're saving all this to is also on the servers. It's what Aircom can access. So I'm going to click on there, and I'm just going to save the Air Force logo into it. You don't see anything on the screen anymore, but what I just did was transfer it from my Chromebook or from my downloads folder on your actual machine to the U drive so that we can access it in the program. Once it's in here, you're going to go and you're going to import bitmap. The images that we pull are typically called bitmaps. That's a standard image format. So I open it up and I want to find that Air Force logo that I just downloaded, and it's going to bring it in. Now, as I bring it in, the lines are actually not as clear as I thought. It's got some pixelation here, but I'm going to try it anyway. So I'm going to size this around to where I want and put it where I want in the drawing. So maybe somewhere right around there. But the image itself doesn't get understood by the program to generate our code for our machines. We need to do what's called converting it to vectors. So these letters right here that I just drew, those are called vectors, meaning the machine can understand it to translate it into code. But this image is a bitmap, and we need to change it to vectors. So once you have an image in, you come over, and there's this little bird down here underneath Create Vectors, and it says Trace Bitmap, Fit Vectors to Selected Bitmap. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Typically, I just go right to black and white, even if it's color. And it kind of isolates the colors over here. You can play around with the color threshold. I go over here, you see how it gets really blurry. So typically, it starts off in the best position already. So I'm going to bring it back to about the 0.5. You can play around with corner fit, noise filters, bitmap fading. But right away, I just go ahead and try previewing it and see what the lines come up. So now you can see how it went around and made lines around the actual image. And it looks great. Okay, if it didn't look great, I could change something like the noise filter and I could try previewing it again. It didn't change a whole lot. It thought it was going to be good at about 82%, so I'm going to go back there. Okay, it doesn't really change much, but it may depending on the image. Once you're happy with what it's traced, you just hit apply. Close it. Should be able to close it with my little window for recording is in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and hide. Looks like I can't. But anyway, what you want to do then is delete the actual image. And so you can go there, click, and I just hit the delete button, or you can right click and hit delete. And now what's left over is the actual vectors. And so in this case, the whole purpose of this video was to just show you bringing an image from Google, downloading it to your machine, then translating it or copying it over to your U drive using the toolbox, and then tracing the bitmap into vector format using the trace bitmap function in the program. So now I'm going to end the video, save it, and then we can move on to the next steps.